Oh, what an adventure! Get lost with Google Maps. Look over there, people, the old bread maker's back. The other one lasted nearly 7 days. It just wasn't up to the task. This one is just about ready to pop. I'll show you what it looks like when it pops. It's a beautiful, makes a beautiful loaf of bread. That other one, it just wasn't up to the task. It never baked properly. There we go. Let me just lift this. This one's 23 years old. And it bakes an absolutely beautiful loaf of bread, doesn't it, love?
Yes.
There we go. Hey everyone, how is going? I don't know what day it is. I've got absolute no idea. That the cyclones are blowing away. And we got a lot of rain and that was about it. Okay, now let's get back to the water filters. All right, there it is all mounted, and you can see the top hose that goes into the UV, and of course we take the water out of here. Now this will do with clean water 6 litres a minute. With dirty water, which is the setting I'm always going to have it on, I'm at 3.8 litres a minute. With these taps here, I can adjust the flow really well. I'm aiming at about 3 litres a minute to go through here. Okay, this is the intake. This is the hose from the pump. Now, we went to a 240 volt pump. An 800 watt 240 volt pump, and because it'll suck from 7 meters. Okay, it's got a 7 meter on the suction side, so it'll suck for 7 meters, and that's a 7 meter suction hose, and it'll pump for 30 meters, so I can go fairly well into a creek to get water. The hose I'm using on the intake side of the filter is just a standard cheap 1-inch hose. There's 18 meters of it there. Okay, and the hose on the output, of course I've got this hose here. If I'm just filling my own tanks up, this is short enough to do it, and I've got another 10 meter hose in the side box under the tray. Okay, and there's the pump. It's a lovely little 240 volt pump, and what's powering that pump is the 2 kilowatt inverter in the camping trailer, and the batteries in the camping trailer plus the batteries in the ute. Of course, they're all Solar King lithium batteries. It's yeah, I just think they're absolutely beautiful batteries. So absolutely beautiful batteries. They're going to be powering the 240 volt pump, along with the solar panel, the 400 watt solar panel sitting on top of the camper trailer. Okay, now we have already tested this system. It's working good. Let me turn some power on for you. With me wiring, you'll notice I cut all the black cables up here as well, and took every single one individually to the ground, or the negative battery terminal, which is there, and as well as all the positives. So I've only got 3 of them wired in right now. Okay, one of them is the light, the other one's the 12 volt 45 watt UV light up here, and then I've got the cigarette lighter and all that on its own. So let's come up here. Oh, let me turn that on for a minute. There you go. You can see the ones that aren't. When you blow a fuse, they go red like that, or if they've got no fuse in them, they go red like that. So you can tell which circuits aren't used. Okay, so we go around here. These are all always powered. That battery's currently at 13.1 volts. I can power the night light, and it works really good, this night light. We tested that on the camping trip. And this one here is a UV light and the filter. And to test that's working, before you start pumping water through it, you just simply look in the hole. And if you can see a UV light, which we can, then it's working. So that'll be sterilising, really 100% sterilisation at 3 litres a minute. All water that goes through the system. The filters, which I explained in a previous video, is going to take absolutely all the rubbish out, including lead and some heavy metals. And the UV light will kill any bacteria or virus. You got to remember that my end filter here, this end filter is almost absolute. It's 0.02. Okay, absolute's 0 or 0.01. And that limits me flow to 3.8 litres a minute, but I'm actually going to go, with the adjustment of this tap here, and like every time I use this, I have to let the water run through it for 10 minutes just to clean the previous filters out. And while I'm doing that, I can just quickly measure off 3 litres and set this to 3 litres a minute. Because of the size of the intake pipe and the size of the hose, the pump will just be on for a little bit and then off until the pressure drops to 40 psi in the hose, and then on a bit. And over 18 metres, that and the size of that hose, it's not tested yet. It's not. It should act like a little air bladder, you know. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. That up there's the UV ballast. Then we got, okay, so those 2 heavy red wires and the black wires that you can't see come down to my 12 volt outlets. Okay. My 50 amp Anderson plugs. You'll notice they're on a 50 amp maximum breaker because the fuse holder, the waterproof fuse holder on this side goes to the controller for the front battery, but under the tray, not the starter battery, the other one under the tray. It's got a battery charger that handles all the charging to the accessory batteries, and it's also got auxiliary batteries, and it's also got a MPP solar charge controller on it. The battery on this side is used to power my charging while I'm driving. It's 10 amp, so while I'm driving, 2 of these down here are powered, okay, with that other breaker, and that handles with the other fuse. Okay, and both of these plugs, by the way, are live. So, all right. Now, this is a cable that will connect the car to the trailer. Where's when I'm parked. But what I'm after now to show you is, okay, this is the cable that plugs into the ute, and as you can see, it's got a cover on it. To plug that in, I just simply do that. That pin's back, and then I can plug all the pins in, and there's 12 of them there. Water filtration system. All the hoses, everything fits in here. That power cord fits in here. Over here, this is a little 12-volt pump I use to get the water out of the jerry cans into the water tank. And of course, in this box here is a pre-soldered one, all wired and ready to go as a spare, because we're going to go out for quite a while, and you know, little pumps like that I've learnt to try and have a spare. And yeah, all spare fuses are up there in a little baggie, and the whole thing works brilliant. Okay, it absolutely works a dream. And if I'm at a campsite and I run out of water, so 3 litres a minute, it's fast enough to fill up anyone else if they need water as well. So if you see me at a campsite and I've got the pump out and I'm filling up my tank and you need some water, then by all means come over and you can fill yours up while I'm there.